It is always so much fun for us to hear your words and feel your vibration. And when we say, are you knowing what you are wanting? We're talking about that expanded version of that which you are. Do you get that? In other words, you know what you don't want, and therefore you know what you do want. Is that the way it works? And don't you know more clearly what you do want when you are in the middle of something that you don't want? And so when we say, are you clear about what you want? The reason that we always feel for you as you give your response is because very often, more often than you would realize, even though you are speaking words about what you want, because you know so clearly what you don't want, so you are able to articulate clearly what you do want, your vibration often is much more about what you don't want, even while you're using the words about what you do want. And so the words that we put to you are, do you know what you want? Meaning, are you a vibrational match to your desire? And often you are. There are many things that you are already living that you want to continue. And so just by observing those wonderful things, you keep the vibration of them going, and your point of attraction continues, and law of attraction responds to your vibrational offering, and so on and on the good goes. But if you are like most of our physical friends, you are offering most of your vibration by virtue of what you are giving your attention to the things that you are observing. In other words, when something good happens, you observe it and you offer a vibration about it. But when something you don't want to happen or don't like to see happens, you often observe it and then you offer a vibration about it. And we just want to point out to you, even though you are magnificent physical beings, we see you have dragged your physical bodies here, and beautiful bodies they are. You are much more vibration than you are the flesh, blood, and bone beings that you see. You are vibrational beings in a vibrational universe which is managed by a powerful law of attraction, which simply says whatever it is you are offering vibrationally is what's coming back to you. And so it is of value for you to figure out what you're offering vibrationally, and it is even of greater value for you to begin to offer it deliberately, because just observing and then offering a vibration causes most people to offer quite a cluttered vibration, and then they are a rather cluttered focal point, which means all kinds of things come to them without them having any reasonable sense of control of what's coming to them. And we want you, by the time you leave this gathering today, to have a reasonable sense of control about your experience. You are the creator of your own reality. And the reason that you are is because you offer a vibration endlessly, and law of attraction is responding to it. And so whatever you're putting out is what's coming back to you, exactly, perfectly replicated every single time. Sometimes people argue with that just a little bit. They say, I don't really think I'm the creator of my own reality because I would not have created this thing I do not want. And we say, you didn't do it because you wanted it. You created it because you gave your attention to it. Because law of attraction says that which is likened to itself is drawn. So you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. You get it because you're thinking about it. You get it because in thinking about it, you develop patterns of thought about it. So once you've begun offering a thought pretty consistently to the point that it's a chronic thought, in other words, it's what you think when that happens, it's what you think about that. When you begin to develop these chronic thoughts, that's really all a belief is, isn't it? Good definition for a belief. A belief is a chronic thought. It's just a thought that I think. And the reason that you're thinking the thought again and again and again is because it's easy to keep those thoughts going. Law of attraction makes it easy. It's much easier to continue to think the thoughts you've been thinking than it is to change the story a little bit. Because law of attraction gives you plenty of things to think about that are like the things you've already been thinking about. But if you want to change the story, then you have to think about what you've been thinking about in a slightly different way. Not in an entirely different way. Law of attraction won't let you go too far from where you've already been thinking. In other words, it's gradual morphing into the story of your life the way you would like it to be. You got to tell the story the way you want to live it. You cannot continue to tell the story the way that it is. Our physical friends will say, "Oh, Abraham, I want to be over there." And we'll say, "What's over there?" And they'll say, "I don't know. I've never been over there." And we say, "Well, why do you want to go over there?" And they'll say, "Because I don't like it over here." And as we try to get them to talk about what it might be like to be over there, most of them are not yet very good with those words because they've been practicing where they are. I don't have enough money, 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 I don't have enough money. This could take a while. I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money. I don't know anybody has enough money, I don't know anybody has enough money, I don't have anybody. Except that guy over there. Probably inherited it. Probably deals drugs. Now, the good news is, when you are living the circumstances that surround you and you are observing something like not enough money, you send forth a request, a vibrational request for more money. Do you realize that whenever your life shows you that something is uncomfortable, in the midst of that discomfort, a clear rocket of desire shoots forth from you? We want you to realize that you are so much more than the physical beings that you see here in these bodies. You were source energy before you got here, and many of you acknowledge that. And many of you acknowledge that you will be source energy again. In other words, you think in terms of being dead or alive, and now you're alive and later you'll be dead. And we want you to know that you're always alive and that there is always source energy streaming to you and through you. In other words, you're not only the physical being that you know. You are a physical being who is an extension of source energy. So here is how it works. You were non-physical energy before you made the decision to come forth into this body. And when you made the decision to project a part of that consciousness here, the larger part of you remains non-physically focused, while a part of you comes forth into this physical body. So there's the non-physical you and the physical you, and while you are in this physical bodies, both of those aspects of you are vibrationally active, and it is such a wonderful thing. So now here you are in your physical body, and you're sifting through the data of life, and you know what you don't want, so you know what you do want. And through all of that deciphering of life, you are continually asking for improvement. It is the nature of this leading edge creator that is you. So as you know what you don't want and you know what you do want, you're asking. Here is the part that we so want you to remember, and most of our physical friends have temporarily forgotten it. When life causes you to ask for something more, that broader non-physical part of you turns its undivided attention to that new request and literally becomes the vibrational equivalent of it. Now, we wrote a book a while back, and wonderful title, best title ever given to a book, Ask and It Is Given. And we like the title because it tells the whole story in the title. When you ask, it is given. But this is the further version of that story. When life causes you to ask for more, it isn't just that it's lined up for you. It isn't just that circumstances and events are arranged for you to receive the full manifestation of what life has caused you to ask for. It is that the larger part of you has become the vibrational equivalent to each new amended desire that you offer, so that there is this evolved, expanded, source, eternal version of you that is in the process of constant becoming because of what you're living here in this physical form. So when that larger part of you becomes weller because you're sick, or more prosperous because you're experiencing the lack of something, or kinder because you were unkind, or clearer because you were confused, are you getting the sense of this? Whenever you know what you don't want, you are asking at all vibrational levels of your being for what it is that would be the improvement of that. This is how the evolution of all species takes place. And so the non-physical part of you rides that rocket and becomes it. And here's the part we so want you to remember. Becomes it and holds the attention to it. And now, law of attraction begins to respond to that expanded version of you. You've been hearing about law of attraction, haven't you? And you're getting it, that what you think about begins to come to you. But we want you to understand that you have two vibrational vantage points going on within you. There is this source part of you that is always offering the vibration of well-being, always knowing your worthiness, always appreciating others, always expecting well-being, always giving its undivided attention, turn the other cheek to that which is wanted. But you, in your physical form, you might not be doing that. You might be beating the drum of what's bothering you. You might be, if you are like so many humans, you might be justifying the improvement that you want by pointing out how awkward or uncomfortable or how unpleasant the situation currently is. And what we want you to understand as a result of this gathering here today is that when your life causes you to expand and you don't go with it, there is a separation in your energy field that is uncomfortable to you. That is, in every case, what negative emotion is. It means that your life has caused you to become more, and the larger part of you became it, and law of attraction is responding to that larger part of you as well as to what you're beating the drum of here in this physical body. And if you are not thinking about this situation in the way the source within you is, then you are pulling yourself apart. Or a better way of saying it is, you're just not keeping up with you. You've got to let yourself be the person that life has caused you to become. You just have to be. You can't go back. There is no regression. You must move forward. We all must move forward. This is an expanding universe. It cannot shrink. It is always more. It is always becoming more. So, this law of attraction that we've been talking about, responding. Now, we want to appeal to your logic here for just a moment. Do you accept that you are an eternal being? Do you get that that source energy part of you has been around for a really long time? Isn't even the right word. From before that which was considered to be time even was understood. You are that old of pure positive energy. So if law of attraction is responding to this non-physical aspect of you, and it is, this part of you, and law of attraction is responding to this physical part of you, well, we were just wanting to point out who you really are and who you are in this physical body. This you has been around a long time. This is the eternal expanded God force you. And when you in your body cause that part of you to expand still further and you don't keep up with it, you don't feel so good. But now this is the part that we really want you to hear. Because law of attraction is responding to this powerful part of you. And law of attraction is responding to this part of you too, because whatever vibrational offerings are happening, law of attraction is responding to. This powerful law of attraction response is causing what feels to you like a powerful current that is flowing. It is a current that is flowing to the becoming you, to the expanded you, to the evolved version of you. We see you. It's like you take your rubber raft down to the river's edge and you deliberately point it upstream and begin paddling. And we say, why not turn and go with the flow? And you say, it seems so lazy to me. And other people seem to be paddling so hard, and they seem to be the ones that have the most monuments and plaques. They're the ones that people revere the most. I've been told that I should try hard and that I should work hard and that there is no gain without pain. And we always listen kindly to your ridiculous reasoning. As kind as we could be. Because we know that everything that you want is downstream. And the reason that we know that everything that you want is downstream is because we know how the stream is created. We know the genesis of that which is you. We know the intention that you held before you came into this body. We know how this body caused you to ask for more. And most of all, we know that in that asking, the larger part of you, the God force within you, has become it. And when you hold thoughts that are contrary to that which you have become, you literally hold yourself apart from who you are. And that, in every case, is what negative emotion is. Every single time. Jerry and Esther went whitewater river rafting last summer, and it was such a wonderful day. And as they put their raft in the water, there were 6 friends that went together and then several other rafts full of high school wrestlers. And as they put their rafts in the water, it did not occur to any of them to point the raft upstream and begin paddling. It was obvious that that fast river was going to have its way with them. It was class 4 rapids in many parts of the river. They were not going to have any effect at paddling upstream. And their river guide said to them, "Friends, this is not Disneyland. We cannot turn this river off.